no one else can make me feel.
20 women. One industry that told them they couldn't. You know their voices. You've heard them on your radio, at family reunions, at every moment that mattered. But here's what the record books won't tell you. Every single one of them had to fight twice as hard, sing twice as loud, and prove themselves over and over again just to get half the respect their male counterparts got automatically. This is about the women who didn't just break through, they owned it. They took an industry built by men for men and made it theirs. Not by asking permission, by being undeniable. These are the 20 female voices that owned R&B. Number 20, Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton had a gift that shouldn't have been possible. 5 octaves. Most singers work with 2, maybe 3 if they're lucky. Minnie had 5, and she used every single one of them. While we grow old, and we will. 1975, Lovin' You hits the airwaves and people lose their minds. That whistle note at the end, the one that sounds like it's coming from somewhere beyond human range, hits number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And here's what makes it even more remarkable. We will live each day in springtime, 'cause love. She recorded that entire album, Perfect Angel, while pregnant. Stevie Wonder produced it. He knew what everyone was about to learn, but here's where the story turns. 1976, just a year after her biggest hit, doctors tell Minnie she has breast cancer. She's 31 years old, and instead of disappearing, instead of letting the diagnosis define her final chapter, she keeps performing. She becomes one of the first celebrities to go public with her diagnosis, raising awareness when nobody was talking about it. She kept singing until 6 weeks before she died in 1979. She was 31, and if you've ever had to keep going when everything told you to stop, you know that's a different kind of strength. The music was all she had left, so she gave it everything. Lovin' You is still played at weddings, still played when people fall in love. That 5-octave range made her unforgettable, but her courage made her legendary. Just a dream come true. Number 19, Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman had the kind of voice that didn't just reach you, it found you. Deep, sultry, sophisticated. When she sang, it felt like she was telling you secrets nobody else needed to hear. 1979, You Know How to Love Me becomes her breakthrough. Number 12 on the R&B charts. But Phyllis was never chasing pop crossover success. She was chasing something deeper. Her music lived in that space between jazz and R&B, between pain and beauty. The Quiet Storm era was built for voices like hers. Broadway called in 1981. She starred in Duke Ellington's Sophisticated Ladies and earned a Tony nomination. She could have been anywhere. Vegas, Hollywood, the biggest stages in the world. But Phyllis stayed true to R&B, to that intimate late-night sound that made her who she was. Here's what's hard to talk about. Special way, you know I know. Phyllis struggled with depression and bipolar disorder her entire adult life. She talked about it openly when most artists wouldn't dare. And in 1995, the day before she was supposed to perform at the Apollo Theater, she took her own life. She was 45 years old. Her last album was called I Refuse to Be Lonely. That title hits different when you know the ending. But if you've ever felt like the world expected you to perform, even when you were breaking inside, Phyllis's music still speaks that truth. She deserved more time. We deserve more of her. Number 19, Doesn't Feel Like Enough. That's what people say. Real talk. Only 9% of you are subscribed. That hurts. We're spending hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life. And if you're watching this far, you clearly care. So hit subscribe. It's free and takes 2 seconds. Now, to my subscribers, barely any of you have joined the membership. And honestly, that stings even more. You know the work we put in. You keep coming back. If these videos have ever made you feel something, if this music means something to you, join the membership. It's $1 coffee a month, and it's the only way we keep this going. Let's build this together. All right, back to it. Number 18, Sade. City Lights. 1984, a Nigerian-British woman with a voice like smoke and velvet walks into the R&B scene and changes it forever. Sade Adu and her band Sade released Diamond Life, and it went on to sell over 6 million copies worldwide. Smooth Operator becomes an instant classic. But here's what's remarkable. Sade didn't sound like anyone else. Not American R&B, not British pop. She created her own lane. Sophisticated, jazz-tinged, understated. He's a smooth operator. While everyone else was going louder and bolder, Sade went quieter. And somehow, that made her impossible to ignore. The industry told her to tour more, release more, be more visible. Sade said no. She disappeared for years between albums. 8 years between Love Deluxe and Love Is Rock. 10 years between Love Is Rock and Soldier of Love. And every time she came back, the world stopped to listen. Over 75 million records sold worldwide, 4 Grammy Awards. And she did it on her own terms, at her own pace, without compromising a single thing. If you've ever been told you need to be louder to matter, Sade proved them wrong. Sometimes the quietest voice in the room is the one everyone remembers. Number 17, Aaliyah. 2001. A 22-year-old at the absolute peak of her powers releases a self-titled album that redefines what R&B can be. Weird, futuristic beats. Vocals so smooth they feel effortless. Songs that sound like they came from 10 years in the future. But let's back up. Aaliyah was 15 when Age Ain't Nothing But a Number dropped in 1994. Back and Forth hit number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. 3 million copies sold in the U.S. And here's what people miss. She wasn't trying to be grown. She was being herself. Young, confident, street but sweet. Then 1996, 1 in a Million. Timbaland and Missy Elliott, a sound nobody had heard before. 8 million copies worldwide. If Your Girl Only Knew goes double platinum. And Aaliyah goes from teen star to the blueprint for every R&B artist who came after. Try Again in 2000. First artist ever to hit number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 solely on radio airplay. No sales, just radio. That's how undeniable she was. August 25th, 2001. Aaliyah and 8 others die in a plane crash in the Bahamas. She was 22 years old. Her final album had been out for a month. Over 32 million records sold worldwide. And if you listen to Scissor, Jhené Aiko, Normani, or any female R&B artist from the last 20 years, you're hearing Aaliyah's influence. She created a template, and she never got to see how far it would go. Number 16, Natalie Cole. Being Nat King Cole's daughter should have made everything easier. Instead, it made everything harder. This will be an everlasting love. This will be. The industry expected Natalie to be her father or to run from his shadow. She chose option 3, be herself. 1975, This Will Be hits number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and wins her a Grammy. She was 25 years old, and she just announced herself on her own terms. But the late 70s and early 80s nearly destroyed her. Drug addiction almost killed her career, almost killed her. She was broke, lost her home, lost almost everything. And here's what makes her story remarkable. She came back. 1987, Everlasting album, Pink Cadillac becomes a hit. She rebuilds piece by piece. Then 1991, Unforgettable with Love, an album of her father's songs, including a duet with his voice on the title track. Critics said it was nostalgic, safe. The Grammys gave it Album of the Year. It sold over 7 million copies. Natalie took the thing that was supposed to define her, being Nat King Cole's daughter, and made it her triumph. The one I've waited for. This will be the first time anyone. 9 Grammy Awards total. Over 30 million records sold. And if you've ever had to figure out who you are when everyone already decided for you, Natalie's journey says you can do both. Honor where you came from and create something entirely your own. This will be an everlasting love for me. Number 15, Dionne Warwick. You don't see the tears, just let me grieve. 60 years in music, 60. And Dionne Warwick wasn't just present, she dominated. 1962, at 21 years old, she teams up with Burt Bacharach and Hal David. That partnership produces Walk On By, I Say a Little Prayer, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Songs that became the soundtrack of an entire generation. 56 of her singles hit the Billboard Hot 100. Think about that, 56. And here's what people forget. Dionne was one of the first Black women to headline in Vegas in the 1960s. She wasn't waiting for doors to open. She walked through walls. $1985, That's What Friends Are For, with Gladys Knight, Elton John, and Stevie Wonder. Number 1 for 4 weeks. All proceeds went to AIDS research when the disease was still a death sentence and nobody wanted to talk about it. Over 100 million records sold worldwide. 5 Grammy Awards. A voice that could break your heart in 3 notes. But here's what makes Dionne's legacy undeniable. She made sophistication accessible. Her music never talked down, never dumbed down. She trusted her audience to meet her where she was. If you've ever been told you're too much, too smart, too polished, too specific, Dionne proved that too much is exactly enough. Number 14, Roberta Flack.
With this song.
1973, Killing Me Softly with his song wins Record of the Year at the Grammys. Roberta Flack becomes the first artist in history to win that award 2 years in a row.
I'm in my bed with his fingers, singing my life.
She'd won it the year before for The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. But here's what people miss about Roberta.
But he just kept right on.
Before music, she was a music teacher in Washington, D.C. public schools. She taught kids who'd been written off, kids the system didn't believe in. And when she finally got her shot in music, she brought that same philosophy.
With his song telling my whole life. With it.
Make people feel something, teach them something, never insult their intelligence.
My whole life with his word.
The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face was recorded in 1969. It sat on an album for 3 years. Then Clint Eastwood used it in Play Misty for Me in 1971. And suddenly, everyone realized what they'd been sleeping on.
In all my dark despair.
The song spent 6 weeks at number 1, won 2 Grammys, over 1 million copies sold. Roberta's duets with Donny Hathaway, Where's the Love? The Closer I Get to You, redefined what two voices could do together.
With this song.
That chemistry wasn't manufactured. They were friends. They understood each other. You can hear it. Over 13 million records sold worldwide, 4 Grammy Awards. And a voice that could take the simplest melody and make it feel like the most important thing you'd ever heard. If you've ever been patient, waiting for your moment while everyone else rushed past you, Roberta's story says your time will come, and when it does, it'll be undeniable.
With his words, killing me softly with his.
Number 13, Donna Summer. They called her the Queen of Disco, and she was. But calling Donna Summer just a disco artist is like calling Aretha Franklin just a gospel singer. It misses everything that matters. 1975, Love to Love You Baby breaks every rule. 17 minutes of pure, unapologetic sensuality. Radio stations didn't know what to do with it. It became a phenomenon. And Donna Summer became the first artist to prove that dance music could be art, could be revolutionary, could be deeply, powerfully female. Hot Stuff, Bad Girls. She works hard for the money. These weren't just dance floor anthems. They were statements. Songs about women who refuse to apologize for taking up space, for demanding more, for owning their sexuality and their power. 5 Grammy Awards, over 100 million records sold worldwide. First woman to have 3 consecutive double albums hit number 1. She did that. And she did it while the industry kept trying to put her in a box labeled disco, even as she was making rock, gospel, R&B, pop, everything. Here's what's brutal. In 1983, right when AIDS was decimating the gay community, Donna allegedly made comments at a concert that devastated her LGBTQ fans, the very people who'd made her a star. She denied it, tried to clarify, apologized. but that damage lingered. She died in 2012 from lung cancer. She never smoked, believed it was from inhaling particles after 9/11. She was 63. If you've ever had to reinvent yourself when the world wanted to freeze you in time, Donna's career is the blueprint. She refused to be just one thing, and that defiance made her immortal. Number 12, Etta James.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Etta James could sing anything: gospel, blues, R&B, rock, jazz. She moved through genres like she owned all of them, because she did. 1960, At Last is released. It doesn't hit number 1. It peaks at number 47 on the pop charts. But that song became the standard. Every wedding, every first dance, every moment someone needed to express love they couldn't put into words, At Last said it for them. Here's the part they don't tell you. Etta's entire career was a war. War with addiction, heroin for decades. War with the industry that wanted to control her. War with herself. She was signed to Chess Records, one of the most important labels in music history, and they never quite knew what to do with a voice that powerful, that raw, that uncontrollable. She went to prison in the 70s for drug possession and forging prescriptions. When she got out, she had to rebuild everything, and she did. The 80s and 90s brought her back. 6 Grammy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Blues Hall of Fame, Grammy Hall of Fame. She performed until cancer took her voice. And even then, even at 73 years old, even dying, she kept trying to sing. That's what the music meant to her. Over 30 million records sold, but numbers don't capture what Etta James was. If you've ever felt like your best and your worst were in constant battle, Etta's music understood. She sang from that place, and that's why she'll never be forgotten. Number 11, Anita Baker. 1986. Sweet Love hits the radio and everything changes. Anita Baker wasn't trying to be mainstream. She wasn't chasing trends. She was making sophisticated jazz-tinged R&B for grown folks. Music you played when you needed to feel something deeper than a beat. Rapture, her second album, sold over 8 million copies worldwide. 8 million. Without a dance track, without a pop crossover formula, just her voice, that impossibly rich, warm contralto, and melodies that sounded like they'd been around forever. She won 2 Grammys in 1987 for Rapture and Sweet Love, then 3 more Grammys in 1989 for Giving You the Best That I Got. 8 Grammys total, 4 platinum albums. But here's what makes Anita Baker's career remarkable. She fought for control, fought for her masters, fought for creative freedom, fought to own her work, and in 2021, after decades of battle, she won. She got her masters back. At 63 years old, she finally owned the music she created. If you've ever been patient while everyone around you rushed, Anita's music was made for you. If you've ever fought for what's yours, even when they told you to just be grateful, Anita's journey is your blueprint. The Quiet Storm era was defined by voices like hers, understated, sophisticated, undeniable. Now I will be posting a part 2 to this video tomorrow. Stay tuned.